Talks to Himself, a novel by Wright, narrated by the author. Chapter 5 The One Who Listened Again. After the breaking, there was a stillness, not silence from forgetting what was lost, but a silence within a peace finally being found. He no longer needed to speak, he needed only to listen to his heart. But now the listener was different. No longer a separate being, but his very being. No longer listening for answers, for they now came before he could even ask the question. He listened to the space in between the question or the query and the answer that the world chose to give. The wind spoke again, but no longer in riddles. It simply moved, and he now understood its language too. The trees no longer whispered secrets behind his back, but instead they simply stood there, bending over as he approached them with loving branches, like arms offering him a shady place to rest, like stories of Nokomis, grandmother to the little ones. He began to hear the voice beyond that world wanted him to hear, not always in words, but in tones, not as an instruction, but a beautiful invitation. One morning, as the light cracked through the east, he heard the drumbeat of his own heart, as if for the first time. Boom, boom, boom. It wasn't just his blood pulsating, it was a calling. He realized he had spoken enough, he had cried enough, he had been broken enough. Now it was time to listen for the path, and not just with ears, but with my feet. The land began to speak. So did his dreams. So did the silence of others who longed to be seen, to be recognized too. He listened to the children between the crying and the laughter. He listened to the old men with watery eyes. He listened to the four-legged who passed by close and far. And most of all, he listened to the one drummer within who had waited patiently since the beginning, his own true self. And it spoke, not with noise, but with a presence that filled his chest like sunlight. This was listening, not an act, but as a way of walking in the world. He didn't need visions, he didn't need titles. He needed only to walk beside what was sacred and know that he too belonged there. And from that walking, a new kind of speaking would someday return to all. But for now, and every now, he became just that, the listener, and that was enough. Chapter 6 The One Others Walk Towards. He didn't call them, he didn't signal, he simply sat by the fire, breathing like the earth, and the people came. They didn't come with questions, they came with remembrances they hadn't known were theirs. A boy who hadn't spoken in days, a woman with trembling hands and the scent of cedar, an elder with tears behind all his stories. They sat collectively and one by one with him for words, but heard none, but where were given in exchange for their frowns, the gift was instead of how to smile again. And in the only moment there really is, their own stories began to rise, like mist rising from water, like truth returning home. He did not guide them, oh no, he witnessed them, and in doing so, they remembered their wholeness themselves. He laid no hands on them, chanted no songs of the Midweevan Society, religion of the Anishinaabe people, but healing happened anyway, because in his presence they felt safe to unravel the cords that took away their freedoms. Not to be wise, not to be strong, to be real. The circle formed around them in spirit, not from invitation, but from recognition. Rumor had gotten round like the flambeau that if something was wrong with you, talks to himself could make it right. Some say he talks to trees, others say it was the Creator, but those who did visit him no longer felt broken, but fixed again. Some stayed, some passed through, some left and returned with others broken too, but all left closer, to their true calling, oneness. He was not a leader standing on a wooden crate. He was not a prophet dunking you in knee-deep water. He was a place where the fire of remembrance burned away the heavy garments you created, sickness, shame, and doubt in yourself. And when the people walked away, leaving their crutches behind, he whispered, Megwich, thanks, to the sky, and turned again to the trees, the birds, the four-leggeds, for a witness, because he knew this wasn't about him. This was the work of remembering, and the remembering belongs to everyone. End of chapter 6.